اوكي جود مورنينج.
جود مورنينج دكتور.
بعرفش بعثتوا الايسيز ولا بعدكم؟
بعدنا دكتور.
انا حطيت لكم شو اسمه على الاي ليرنينج.
دكتور بكره اخر يوم.
بكره اخر يوم.
لسه ضايل ندقق ونبعث، خلصنا يعني تقريبا دكتور.
خلاص زي ما قلت بعثوا على الويرد مش على شيء ثاني
ان شاء الله.
دكتور دبل سبيس يعني لكل الفقرة ولا بس بين الفقرات؟
لا كل الليسي كله دبل سبيس.
يعني بصير فراغ بين الأسطر، أنت هيك بدك؟
سطر بعد سطر يعني، عرفتي؟ سطر بعد سطر.
تمام.
أنا ما عملت هيك، عملت فراغ بس بين كل فقرة. عدل عليها ولا عادي؟
صعبة بس اعملي. بتعرفي كيف تعملي دبل سبيس؟
لا.
تفوتي عند شو اسمه الباراجراف، بتضغطي في هناك زي مربع، بيفتح لك السبيس، بتظلل الاسي كله وبتحطي مكتوب اول شيء في سنجل سبيس، في سبيس ونص، وفي دبل سبيس.
وين هي موجودة؟
ما قلت لك بالاول ايش، لما تضغطي على اليمين على اليسار في عندك هي بالويرد، فتحت على الويرد على اليسار في اول خانه على اليسار، تضغطي يطلع لك شو اسمه طبعا بس تضغطي على اول خانه على اليسار بيطلع لك الباراجراف، فبتضغطي فيه هو المربع صغير، تضغطي على الباراجراف تفتح الفورماتنج تبع الويرد، فبتظلل الاشياء كله تظليل، وبعدين بتحطي على دبل، مكتوب دبل سبيس، تضغط على سبيس بصير كله دبل سبيس.
تمام بحب.
اوكي
دكتور بدي اسالك سؤال. هلا هلا انا قبل ما اعرف كيف ينعمل دبل سبيس، يعني انا ما كنتش فاهمه كيف الفكره تبعتها، سلمت الاساي تبعي قبل ما كنتش عامل دبل سبيس. اوكي فبعدين امبارح انه قرات كيف بينعمل وهيك وعرفت كيف، رجعت عدلت عليها ورجعت بعثت لك اياها، فانه انت صححت إشي ولا انه لسه ما عملت إشي؟
لا بعدني ما اشتغلتش فيه، ما عرفت.
اوكي خلص زي هيك.
Okay, today we have a new type of essay اللي حكينا عليه، اللي هو cause and effect essay. Cause and effect. Cause يعني reasons of something، والeffect يعني results of something. Okay. So we'll start with part 1, stimulating ideas. Many people travel great distances to find happiness. Others find happiness in the world around them. In this unit, you will explore the causes of happiness. Then, in this unit, we'll be talking about the causes of happiness. أنا قلنا cause and effect. Causes اللي هو reasons قلنا، أو effects results، أو ممكن يكون causes و effects في نفس الاسم. Okay. Now, look at the cartoon here in front of you. What can you see in the cartoon? What can you see in the cartoon here in front of you? مين يعمل الصوت هذا؟ اللي عنده صوت سكر هذا. إيه؟ سامعين الصوت انتم؟
دكتور طالع من مايك بنت اسمها لما الثلجي.
ماذا ليش الصوت عندك طالع هيك؟
لما هاي
شو الصوت هذا؟ سامعتي اللي عنده صوت
دكتور اعمل انت عندك ميوت للكل.
مش عارف مين بيعمل الصوت هذا.
دكتور اسمها لما عملي لها ميوت.
يعني مش عارف انه في عندها صوت.
مش عارفة عنها وين، مزعج الصوت.
هاد شكله منبه.
مين الصوت هذا؟ قولوا لي، اكتبوا لي.
لما الثلجي.
لما
آه.
أعملها mute. Yes. Okay. And what can you see in the picture here? What can you see in the picture in front of you? عندنا طبعا هنا cartoon. What can you see in the cartoon? What can you see in the cartoon? Nothing. You can see the cartoon. So we have here 2 dogs and some bones and the dog shelter or house. So here, what does the dog say? He says, I've got the ball, the bone, the big yard. I know I should be happy. I know I should be happy. So, exercise 1. What do the ball, the bone, and the yard represent to the dogs in the cartoon? What do the ball, the bone, and the yard represent to the dogs? What do they represent? سامعني?
Yes.
What do they represent to the dogs in the picture or in the cartoon? I got the ball, the bone, and big yard. I know I should be happy. Then what do these 3 things represent to the dogs in the cartoon? What do they represent? طبعا dog here says, I've got the bone, the big yard. I know I should be happy. Then these 3 things, what do they represent to the dogs? They represent happiness. They represent happiness. And what do the ball? And yes, here I've got the ball, the bone, the big yard. I know I should be happy. So these 3 things, ball, bone, and the big yard, are what? Are signs of happiness to the dogs. Okay. So when these dogs have these 3 things, then they should be happy. So what is the message of the cartoon? What is the message? What is the message of the cartoon? What is the message? The message is, if you have the things that you want, then you are what? Happy. So if you have the things you want in your life, معناته ايش؟ You should be happy. You should be happy. So how do you feel about the issues raised by the cartoon? Issues? Nougat, the ball, the bone, and the big yard. What do you feel about these things? Mhm. What do you feel? What do you feel about these things? كل يوم نايمين. What do you feel about the issues here? The ball, the bone, and the big yard. So, if you say, for example, how do you feel about these issues raised by the cartoon? In this case, you feel that, or I feel, or you feel that when I have certain things, then I can be happy. Then I can be happy. So here, bone والبول والبيج يارد شو أقدر بدنا نسميهم بالحالة They are the causes of happiness. They are the causes of happiness for the dogs here. Then ball, bone, and big yard, the causes of happiness for the dogs in this cartoon. Now, make notes about what makes you happy. What things that make you happy? Well, this is a personal question. Not all the people have the same things that make you happy. So, what things that make you happy? Are you happy? Are you happy?
Yes.
What things make you happy? يعني for you مثلا, what makes you happy? What makes you happy? When you say you are happy, so there are things that make you happy. So what makes you happy? So you are not happy.
Doctor, when I'm successful.
Successful where? When? Successful in what?
In my studying or in my work in the future.
So you feel happy when you are successful in your study. What else makes you happy? What else makes you happy? For example, getting a job makes you happy.
Yes.
So if you get a job, then you are happy.
Getting a high grade.
Getting high grades in my study, what makes me happy? What else makes you happy? Having a car makes you happy?
Yes, for sure.
Having money makes you happy?
Yes.
Good relationships with your
family
or your friends makes you happy?
Yes.
Of course.
making things that, or making things that make you happy, like for example, entertaining yourself, for example, or enjoying
Yes.
things in your life make you happy. For example, going on trips makes you happy. For example, playing something with your friends make you happy. So we have many things that make us happy. Okay. Now exercise 2, reading about the topic. A young filmmaker from New York made a documentary about how to find happiness. One happy movie, which provides some deep insights about things that make somebody happy. Okay. Now let's read this this essay about this person. Would like to read it?
أقرأ دكتور.
Yes.
What makes people happy? Young إيش هاي؟ Filmmaker finds the answer. While his childhood friends stayed in Harlem in New York City, Aaron Midi went to college. As his college peers sent their money on fraternals,
Fraternities, yes.
fraternities and parties, Mighty invested in the stock market when his graduate school college sought out teachers to ask questions. Mighty spent nearly 10,000 to get an answer.
Okay. Now let's stop at the first paragraph. While his childhood friend stayed in Harlem, New York City, Aaron Mighty went to college. Then we have two friends here. One of his friends, طبعا, his child friends stayed in Harlem, New York, and he lived in Harlem, New York. Aaron Mighty, this person called Mighty, went to college. Then one friend is staying in Harlem, New York City. The other friend is what? Went to college. يعني went to college يعني to the university. Okay. As his college peers spent their money on fraternities and parties, Mighty invested in the stock market. Then Mighty's friends and peers, or college peers, يعني students, colleagues, his colleagues, spend their money on fraternities and parties. Then they spend the money they have on things that what? Like fraternities and parties. But Mighty, what did he do? He invested in the stock market. You know stock market? Stock market is what? The market where people put their money to what? Put money in order to get profits from that money. When his graduate school colleagues sought out teachers to ask questions, Mighty spent really $10,000 to get an answer. برضه هنا Mighty's graduate school colleagues sought out teachers and asked teachers about questions. They asked them about questions. What did Mighty do? Mighty spent nearly $10,000 to get an answer for his question. Okay. Then somebody هنا له Mighty paid money for what? For getting an answer. It's a lot of money to spend $10,000 to get an answer for a question. while his graduate school colleagues ask questions and get answers without paying anything. But Mighty paid nearly $10,000 to get an answer for his question. Okay. Paragraph 2. Paragraph 2.
أكمل دكتور.
Yes.
Plagued with self-doubt and uncertainty about his future, he wondered what makes people happy. He found the answer in making the future documentary film, One Happy Movie. The film catalogs a cross-country road trip by 4 college students visiting a variety of cities, towns, and landmarks, posing the questions to a large number of people.
Okay, thank you. Even Mighty here was plagued with self-doubt. Yani he had self-doubt and uncertainty about his future. Yani he doesn't know what to do about his future. He is doubtful and uncertain about his future. So he has a question, short question, what makes people happy? What makes people happy? This is the question that Mighty was looking for answer to. So what did he find the answer? He found the answer in making the feature documentary film. So the answer was in making the feature documentary film. What is the name of the film? One Happy Movie. The film catalogs a cross-country road trip by 4 college students visiting a variety of cities, towns, and landmarks, posing the question to a large number of people. Then, what did Mighty do in this film? Okay. Here, in his film, 4 of college students went to different parts of the country, visiting many cities, towns, and landmarks, and asking a question to a large number of people. Then, what was this film about? About Mighty's 4 college friends or 4 college students who visited many cities, towns, and landmarks, and asking the question to a large number of people. Even their trip was to ask a question to a larger number of people and is to find the answer for this question. Okay, next. The next paragraph.
The originality of the concept is what intrigued people. Mighty said, when I first told people I was making a film about happiness, they mocked me and said, there is no happiness in the world, but obviously,
Yes.
there is a lot of people, especially college-age people, think about it all the time. We constantly think about our direction, what our focus is, and what we want to do in life to make us happy.
Okay, thank you. Then the originality of the concept is what intrigued people. Yani what motivated people or what make people happy. Okay. Now, when I first told people I was making a film about happiness, Mighty is talking here, he said, when I first told people I was making a film about happiness, they mocked me and said, شو يعني mocked me? What do you mean by mocked me? And they made fun of me. They made fun of me. Mighty is talking here. If you look at the were down here, made fun of me. Okay. So when Mighty told people that he is making a film about happiness, they made fun of him, all people, and said, what did they say? There is no happiness in the world. Then what was their answer? No, no happiness in the world. But obviously, clearly, there is happiness. Then people whom he asked said that there is no happiness in the world, but Mighty said there is happiness in the world. A lot of people, especially college-age people, think about it all the time. Many people, خاصة college-age people, think about happiness all the time. We constantly think about our direction. And we always think about our direction, what our focus is, now what we focus in our life, and what we want to do in life to make us happy. Even here, we always think about our direction, what is our focus in our life, and what we want to do in life to make us happy, and what things we should do to make us happy. Okay. The next paragraph.
أقرأ دكتور. Okay. Was drawn to directing the project because he wanted to see how answers would change depending on people's social, economic, and royal background. We got several response.
Okay. Then show paragraph 5, paragraph 3 or 4. The director of the project and director of the film, his name is David Acevedo, agrees and said he was drawn to directing the project. Then, who was the director of the film? Who is David Acevedo? Why did he agree to direct the project? He said because he wanted to see how answers would change. Then he wanted to see how answers of the people would change from person to person. طبعا depending on عوامل هنا people's social, economic, and racial backgrounds. Then people طبعا answers to this question depend on their social, economic, and racial background. So the answer أكيد they may be different, and this depends on the people's social, economic, and racial background. Okay. Next. Yeah.
We got several deep response and many words response about what made people happy. Acevedo said, it surprised me how people could be from so many different social or racial backgrounds. People of all age, from small towns to big small towns to big cities, rich and poor, young and old, but so many of them had such a similar answer. The young filmmaker feels felt that he learned the answer to the questions he set off to answer years age. Regardless of how much money the film
generates. Yes. Okay. Here we've got several deep responses. Through asking people, they got many deep answers or responses, and many weird and strange responses about what made people happy. They got several deep responses, useful responses, and many strange responses about what made people happy. This is a question, no? they ask people, many people, about their happiness. What makes you happy as a person? Acevedo طبعا said the director of the film. And he said, it surprised me how people could be from so many different social or racial backgrounds, people of all ages, from small towns to big cities, rich and poor, young and old, but so many of them had such similar answers. Then, what surprised the director of the film or Mighty, how people from different social or racial backgrounds, from people of all ages, small towns to big cities, rich and poor, young and old, had such similar answers. They had similar answers to the question. All people from different backgrounds, different ages, different places, different statuses, different ages, and so on. All of them had similar answers. The young filmmaker feels satisfied that he learned the answer to the question he set off to answer years ago. إذن the young filmmaker who Acevedo feels that he was satisfied that he knew the answer to the question he asked himself years ago, regardless of how much money the film generates. Without looking at how much money the film will bring. So he was satisfied that he knew the answer for the question he had in his mind for many years. Okay. Next. The last paragraph.
أقرأها دكتور.
Yeah, yes.
The young filmmaker feels satisfied that he learned the answer to the question he set off to answer years ago, regardless of how much money the film generated.
Yes, continue.
أنا هيك بس عندي هاي الباراجراف.
لا، في لها تكملة آخر باراجراف تحت الصفحة الثانية.
أوكي شو. أوكي دكتور. I know now what the answer is. Mighty said, it's the simple things in life. It's not about what kind of car you drive, how much money you make, how big your house is. Those are things that are truly irrelevant, and those are things in the most part we didn't get from people. I've learned that life is just about living. It's about going out there and enjoying life and being happy.
Okay, thank you. Now here, Might, طبعا, the one who made the film, he said that I know now what the answer is. Then he knew the answer to the question he posed to the people. So what is the answer here for what makes people happy? He said, it is the simple things in life. Then this is the answer. Simple things in life make people happy, make people happy. It is not about what kind of car you drive, how much money you make, how big your house is. Then the answer is not what kind of car you drive or you have, how much money you make, or how big your house is. These are not the answer to the question, what makes people happy. So those حكينا عنهم لو what kind of car, how much money, and how big your house is. Those are things that are truly irrelevant. Irrelevant يعني they have nothing to do with the subject or with the answer. The answer was not what kind of car you drive, how much money you make, or how big your house is. This is not the answer. The answer is no. To have simple things in life which make you happy. Even those are things that are truly irrelevant, يعني nothing to do with the subject. And those are things, in the most part, we didn't get from people. Even this kind of answer was not received by people. The kind of car you drive, or how much money you make, or how big your house is. These are not answers received by the filmmaker from people. And people, this was not the answer of people to the question. So Mighty here said, I've learned that life is just about living. What has he learned from this film? Life is about living. It's just about living. It is about going out there and enjoying life and being here. What is the answer? What is the answer for the question that Mighty or the film posed? Okay. What makes people happy here, according to the film? What makes people happy according to the film? Is the answer the kind of car you drive, the money you have, or the house, how big your house is? Is it the answer? Is this the answer? Is this the answer for the question, what makes people happy? What do you think? Is this the answer?
No, doctor.
No. What's the answer to the question? It is what? It is what? It is about what? Going out there
and enjoying life and being happy.
And being happy. The answer to the question of the film, what makes people? It is not the kind of car you have, or the money you have, or how big your house is.
Those are things that are truly irrelevant. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, they are not reasons for happiness. What is the reason for happiness?
Going out
there and enjoying life,
and
being there. Okay. So in this case, this is the answer to the question posed by the filmmaker. Going out there and enjoying life and being happy. Okay. Now exercise 3, understanding the text. Write T for true or F for false for each statement. Number 1.
أجاوب دكتور.
Yes.
Iron Mighty enjoyed fraternities and parties. False.
False. Did he enjoy these things?
No.
What did he do for Mighty here? He said, his colleagues and friends enjoyed the fraternities and parties. What did Mighty do? شو قلنا بأول الباراجراف? He invested his money where? In the stock market. He invested his money in the stock market. Then he did not do like his friends or his colleagues. His colleagues spent their money on what? Fraternities and parties. But Mighty, invested his money in the stock market. Okay, number 2. Mhm.
حالها برضو.
Yes.
He was sure about his future. False.
False. Was he sure about his future?
No.
No. Sure, no, he has suspicions. About
Yes.
what? About his future.
Future.
Okay, Marwa?
Yes.
Mm.
People thought that his idea for his movie was original. True.
Yes, true. Even people thought that the idea for his movie was original. What do you think?
True.
True. Yes. Next.
Can I, Doctor?
Yeah.
He was not concerned about how much money the movie would earn. True.
True. Yes. Next.
Can I, Doctor?
Yes.
According to Mighty, a beautiful home, money, and a nice car will not bring happiness. True.
Yes. No, will not make it.
Yes or
I
no?
will not bring this. Yes, true.
True.
Yes. Okay. Now, exercise 4. Write your answer for each question in full sentences, then discuss your answer apart. Number 1. Number 1.
أجاوب دكتور.
Yes.
What made Mighty different from his peers? While his peers spent money on fraternities and parties, Mighty invested in the stock market. He searched for answer on his own.
Okay, then what made Mighty different from his peers? His peers, they had money, spent their money on festivities and parties.
And parties. Yeah.
But Mighty spent his money where? In the
Stock market.
Yes. Next. Next.
أحل دكتور.
Yes.
How did Mighty find answers to his questions? He made for a documentary while traveling around the country, asking people from many different backgrounds what they thought happiness was.
Then, how did he find answers? By making a film. By making a film. Yes. Next.
What were Mighty's conclusions about happiness? You don't need material wealth to enjoy your life. You just have to live it to the fullest.
Then question is what? Conclusion about
what
happiness.
Were
Happiness is not the money you have, is not the car you have, it's not the house you have. Okay. Then what is happiness? You know, شو قلتي?
You just have to live it to the fullest.
Yes. You should enjoy your life. Okay. Go out and enjoy your life. Yes. Do you agree with Mighty's conclusion? Do you agree?
Yes.
Why? Why do you agree with Mighty? Why do you agree with Mighty? You said that happiness is what? Going out there and enjoy yourself.
Yes.
So why do you agree with him, with Mighty?
Because if you do that, okay, you make your life happy.
Then doing that, one without things that حكينا عنهم, you will be happy. It's not the matter of money or things that you own. Okay. Now, if you were to research what makes people happy, what kind of evidence would you look for? What kind of evidence would you look for? Hmm. Don't, for example, to ask people what makes them happy. What evidence are you looking for?
دكتور هذا السؤال ما فهمته ممكن توضحه؟
أنا كمان.
If you were to research what makes people, and if you want to ask people about what makes them happy, what's the evidence you are looking for here? What do you look for?
إيش يعني kind of evidence؟
Evidence, شو evidence بدك مشان to what?
يعني شو نوع الدليل؟
Yes. What kind
بس
of
إيش يعني دليلي بشو مثلا يعني كيف مش فاهم؟
ما أنا عارفة أنا ما بدي ترجمتها بدي أعرف شو المعنى.
What makes people happy? يعني كيف بدك تعرف إنه people happy؟ شو evidence? What's your evidence?
from يعني their reaction for things.
Yes, for
I
example,
think.
يعني the way they live.
Yes.
Some people are happy, but they don't have money, or they don't have cars. Or
Yes,
so
for sure.
on an evidence, you look at the people, how the person behaves, okay, or how people behave. And some people don't have money, don't have cars, don't have houses, but they are happy. Okay?
Yes.
Then, Hannah, you look at the behavior of people, okay, what they think of what of life or happiness. Okay, any question about this so far?
No.
That's enough for today. See you next time.